Hi, IDS 3713, Section 2. I'm Dr. Herschel, and I'm the instructor for this course this semester. If you're receiving this message and you don't think you're supposed to be enrolled in this course, you need to reply and let me know, and I'll help you work it out. I'm here to introduce myself and let you know that I am, in fact, a real human being who's actually here to help facilitate your journey and to help you figure out some of the first steps you need to take to be successful in this class. And as part of that, I am going to reiterate that I am here as a resource. I can give a helpful nudge when it comes to research dispositions and resources and skills. I am eager to help you, really excited to teach this class. But if you've never taken an online class before, you need to know right off the bat that it's harder than it sounds, and it takes a lot of internal motivation and, frankly, a lot of willpower to keep yourself accountable for your assignments. You are going to be expected to take a lot of ownership over your own learning in this class and to take a lot of initiative to read, to try and interpret, and to try and complete the assignments to the best of your ability. Again, you can always contact me for help and clarification, and I will be here posting messages and conferencing with all of you along the way. But a lot of the responsibility here really falls on your shoulders to be a tenacious and professional student. I will talk a little bit about how to get going successfully in the class. We've already got some assignments that are due this week. The very first thing that you need to do is read the syllabus carefully. It's full of information. It's going to let you know. The grading might be a little bit different in this course since a lot of it's based on conferencing, and it's really hard to see what your final grade is going to be until the whole project has been turned in. And that causes people some stress, but I promise if you work the process will work for you, and I'll have your back. You also need to look at the course calendar very carefully and check back on the electronic copy of it frequently, because as we assess our own progress in the course, we'll make changes to assignments or due dates. There are definitely some things that are still TBA, and you need to check the calendar frequently to make sure that you are still on top of whatever is current in that document. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate one of the nice things about Zoom, because that's one of the things you're going to need to download and use this semester. We'll use it for our conferencing, and you also have it as an option for your synchronous team meetings, because you are going to need to start, if you haven't already posted a self-introduction, you need to post a self-introduction, and you need to read what your class members post. That is your opportunity to find other people with your research interests. So here is a little, I'm doing some screen sharing in Zoom, and you can see some folks have already posted in there, and some other people have already replied. Here's what happens when you click on the course syllabus. I think it's doubled up in there. And here is a copy of the course calendar. So let's take a look at this really quickly. It's going to feel a little odd at first, but as you get going, you'll develop a rhythm for the calendar in the class, because it's a repetitive pattern. So there are inquiry blocks built into the course shell. Let me click over there and show you again. In these weekly learning modules, you're going to click on the Capstone Inquiry Project. The inquiry block modules are all in here. And so after you have read the calendar and read the syllabus and posted your self-introduction and started looking for connections with people who have similar topic and research interests to yours, you're going to start trying to form some teams. These people are going to be helping you identify research literature that will inform your own paper and project over the semester. So don't delay in finding the other people who are going to be on your team. There's a limit to the number of people that can be participating on a team. And once you have that done, we're gonna hit the ground running and jump right in with some reading. The first reading response each week, every week, is always going to be a response to the Falk Power of Questions assignment. And those are due Mondays, every Monday by 11:59 p.m. So Mondays, before it's no longer Monday, the Falk reading response is due. This week, you've got Chapter 1, which is just an introduction, and Appendix 3, which is a little overview and kind of a handbook for APA citation. Every Tuesday, you will have a dialogic journal entry over the Nieto Why We Teach Now book. So every Tuesday before 11:59, while it's still Tuesday, before it's not Tuesday anymore, turn in the journal response. Also on Blackboard, there's a link. Wednesdays and Thursdays, you'll have time to look through the inquiry block assignment. Sometimes there's a video in there for you to watch. Sometimes it asks you to complete an exercise from the Falk resource. And this coming week, you'll see IB1 says you're going to complete a researcher identity memo. That's right here. So the first thing you're going to do is complete the initial piece of the paper where you introduce yourself, you talk about your background and your own identity and what your interests are, so that we'll know as your research questions emerge where those questions are coming from and how they're tied to your own identity. Also, you'll notice there's one little extra thing due this week that I'm highlighting here. There's a very fast, very easy module activity and practice on APA citations. This is a link to a library tutorial page where you'll find that. And because several students last semester asked me for more opportunities to kind of check in with me, I'm going to test out an idea I'm calling Friday Forum, and it may or may not work. We may keep it, we may change the time, we may check it completely, I don't know. But we're going to try Friday Forum. I can't do it this Friday because I'm coaching a cohort of clinical teachers, and I randomly was assigned a seminar time that conflicts with that this week. But by next Friday, we'll have Friday Forum starting at 3:15 and ending by 4. So it'll be really quick, and it'll just be an opportunity for all of us to hop on Zoom. There's a link right up here for the Friday Forum, and I might have a mini lesson one week or talk about research resources, or for next week, it's probably just going to be an opportunity for you to ask questions or say, hey, how do we get together as a team? Or how do we, how do we turn in our team meetings, things like that. So between now and next week, you have some things to keep you busy exploring the course shell and Blackboard, going over the syllabus and calendar, completing the self-introduction and responding to posts, looking for connections between your interests and those of your classmates, starting your reading and completing your reading responses, and then working on that first inquiry block, which is a more detailed and in-depth exploration and introduction of yourself and your identity as a researcher. I think that's about it for now, other than to say, again, you've got to take a lot of ownership over your own learning. It takes a lot of responsibility to succeed in this class. But in the end, there's this opportunity for you to really change your idea and understanding of what knowledge and what research can actually be, and that your role as a learner actually becomes a role as a producer of knowledge, not just somebody who's receiving knowledge that other people have already discovered. There's something in this course that you get to discover on your own, and I think that's really exciting. And if you will just dig deep and have stamina and perseverance, you're going to be really, really proud of your product when you're all done. Stay in touch and be patient with me. As a mom and a teacher of other sections and a field supervisor, there are going to be times throughout the semester where I'm driving and I'm not going to be able to respond immediately, but I will strive to have a tight communication loop with you. So keep in touch. I'll stay in touch. and dig in, get into the content of this course, and we will talk again soon. Have a good week.